Hi everyone, so today we'll be going through a new poll from the Morning Consult. This one, if we go over and look in our 538, we can see the new Morning Consult poll, Joe Biden leading the pack at 25%, followed by Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke, California Senator Kamala Harris, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Washington Governor Jay Inslee, Maryland Congressman John Delaney, former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper, former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development and former potential VP pick for Hillary Clinton, Julian Castro, current New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, current Montana Governor Steve Bullock, current Hawaii Representative Tulsi Gabbard, and former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe. So we'll be going through this poll and a lot more in the Morning Consult polling. If we take a look at this poll, so I've gone through all the candidates. So Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, there you see it. For the former vice president, we can see leading the pack by a comfortable 10 points within the whole Democratic primary, and then leading by 11 points in the early primary states. So there's a lot to get to here. So 2020 Democratic primary, we do have quite a bit to get to. So we can see that Vermont, just taking a look at the former vice president, Joe Biden. Oh no, you can, I'll just click on none and then only click the Joe Biden one. Okay, so we can see he started off when they first started polling at 31%, and he continued to lead 31%. And then at 29%, he, if we take a look here, 29% to 22%, Bernie Sanders we saw was gaining. Joe Biden back up to 30, Bernie Sanders at 31. But then we could see both of those candidates, Biden and Sanders, virtually neck and neck. 29 for Biden, 27 for the Vermont senator. And now we've seen the former vice president gradually go up since Bernie's announcement. And since Bernie made the announcement, he rapidly went up, then stayed about stagnant, and then dipped slightly. So we can see overall, just looking at the former vice president and the current Vermont senator, it's looking pretty good at this point for the vice president. But you know, it has changed quickly in the past, going from 21 to 27%. So we'll need to wait and see what happens. Now, taking a look with Elizabeth Warren, we can see that she's kind of dipped quite a bit. So 11%, 9%, 8%, and now 7% for quite a bit of time. Taking a look at Pete Buttigieg, we can see that he's kind of skyrocketed. So 0% for quite a bit, and then 1%, and then now all the way up to 2%. So not great for Pete Buttigieg, but still definitely something to note. John Hickenlooper we've seen stay stagnant. Amy Klobuchar, when she announced, she had a bit of a, she topped at 4%, and then now she's back down to low single digits. Jay Inslee, not much. That's not much of a consideration there. Julian Castro was at 1%, now he's back down to 0%. Oh no, he was at 2 and now he's at 1. I'm not going to go over Steve Bullock since it's virtually not really anyone there. But the former Texas Congressman, we saw 8%, right, and then he dipped quite down to 6%. And then since his announcement, he's gradually came up, but not by much. Kamala Harris, we saw, was at 7%, and then she skyrocketed up in these 2 weeks following her announcement, and then now she's back down to where she was at the beginning, so 7% and 8%. Terry McAuliffe always been pretty much 1%, 0%. Cory Booker, Went from 3% after his announcement, came up to 5%, but now back down to 3-4 percentage points. John Delaney, every now and again he gets on 1%, which he has been doing for the last few weeks, but definitely not going to go on and win that nomination. Kirsten Gillibrand is someone who I really should be talking about more, since Kirsten Gillibrand, she was at one point considered a potential favorite to go on and win that Democratic primary within the top 5, top 6, but now we can see that she's just not really made much of an impact, continuing to stay in the 1%. Tulsi Gabbard is another person who has not really been much of a factor in this race, continuing to be in those 1%. So, looking at all the candidates, you can see a lot of candidates down here, but you can really see based on this graph how Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are really separating themselves from the pack, whereas the rest of the people were all trying to break out of single digits. So, second choices, Bernie Sanders. This is very interesting. So if Biden didn't run, that would help Bernie Sanders, or if he dropped out, then it would help Kamala Harris, then O'Rourke. Sanders would actually help Joe Biden. Harris would help Joe Biden. O'Rourke would help Joe Biden. And Warren would help Bernie Sanders. So that's definitely very interesting. Looking at the favorabilities, so name recognition and favorabilities, the Joe Biden leading the field here at 79%. That's very impressive. Whereas Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders at 74%. Elizabeth Warren 52%. Kamala Harris at 48%. Beto O'Rourke at 45%. Cory Booker at 45%. Gillibrand at 32%. Julian Castro at 26%. Klobuchar at 27%. John Delaney at 13%, McAuliffe at 18%, Hickenlooper at 17%, Tulsi Gabbard at 17%, Steve Bullock at 11%, Mayor Pete Buttigieg at 19%, and Jay Inslee just at 15%. So I don't know, hang on. Let me try and... Okay. So I don't know what happened there. But Joe Biden, we can see currently the most popular politician in the United States. But then again, it's definitely something to note that that Joe Biden is not currently in politics, and that could greatly affect his numbers. So that's very interesting. So headline here, pretty good news for Joe Biden. He seems to be slowing down Sanders' momentum after his announcement. Whoops, there we go. And just another piece of evidence on how Biden and Sanders are both really separating themselves from the pack. Just look at those two, and then everyone else is trying to play catch up to those two popular politicians. So just Sanders and Biden. There you see those two candidates. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching my videos, and I will see you all in the next video.